crazy manufactured home journey story number 1. And this is actually a good warning to anybody who is going through this process. If you currently own your home, like we own our home here in Florida, and we were buying the manufactured home up in North Carolina. So until the Florida home sells, we technically are going to have 2 mortgages out on 2 different homes. Well, when you're going through the financing process and they're looking at how much money you make versus how much are your monthly bills, the home that you're currently owning, even though you plan on selling it, even if it sells like 2 days after you close on the new manufactured home, having a $300,000 loan out on the Florida home and a $200,000 loan out on the North Carolina home, that's a $500,000 debt. So as we were going through this process, before we could close on our home, it was so tight. But our lender basically told us, like, look, because you have this $300,000 loan out on your Florida house, you are cutting it so close. Like, our debt to income ratio, we were not able to go one single dollar over the amount that we were approved for. So we ended up getting approved for $190,000 on the new home, which is so frustrating because it's like, oh my gosh, this Florida home, it's not going to be on our plate anymore. Like, it's going to be gone. We're going to sell it. We're not going to owe $2,200 a month anymore. But I get it from their point of view. Like, they can't just trust our word on that. So we only got approved for the 190. So we kind of had to go back to the drawing board at that point. Like, I didn't really want to spend 190 anyways, but once we decided to go with like the full drywall and the metal roof, and we like made all these improvements to our new home, that bill racked up real quick. It was a little scary because it was like every little dollar that got added to our bill, whether it was like, oh, now we need to put in money for the skirting and we need to do this and that. It's like, we can't, like, we are locked where we are. We cannot add another dollar to the loan. This is where things got a little sketchy, a little scary, is that we needed money for closing costs. These are aside from the loan, right? Like, you're going to have a $190,000 loan, but then you need, like, I don't know, for us, we thought it was going to be around 10 grand for closing costs. Well, because we were like just squeaking by with that debt to income ratio, the lender and the underwriter, like, they were watching our bank accounts like hawks. And because I am self-employed, like, I have all this weird money coming in, right? Like, I have my money coming from TikTok. I have my homeschool evaluations. People pay me through PayPal, Venmo, that kind of thing. My husband owns a junk removal business. People are paying him all different ways with that as well. There are a lot of transfers coming in and out of our bank account, right? Like, people will pay with PayPal. We transfer it into savings. We move it from savings into checking, that kind of thing. When you are trying to get approved for a home loan, that does not look good. That is not a good look. So there was a point where our lender was like, hey, I'm looking at your bank account and where's the money for closing? Like, you need 10 grand in your account for closing and I'm not seeing it. And we were like, holy shit, like, oh my God, well, we got 5 grand over here sitting in PayPal. We got another, 2 grand sitting over here in Venmo or whatever. So it like got really scary at one point. Obviously, we just closed on the home. Things ended up being okay, but it was a very stressful, like, 2 weeks of us, like, not wanting to make any transfers, worried about going over that $190,000 loan, because whatever would go over that $190,000, like, let's say the builder came to us and he was like, hey, I was putting your footers down and something went awry or whatever, and we need another 5 grand to dig into your land more. Like, that 5 grand, we can't add that to the loan. That's going to have to come out of pocket. So these are all things to consider, like, when you are going through this process, whether it's a manufactured home, a stick-built home, maybe you're just buying a home that's already been built and it's already on the land, that debt to income ratio, when you already currently own a home and you're trying to get that second home and you don't have the income to really support 2 homes, you got to be really careful about your spending, your transfers, making sure you have those closing costs, like, ready in the bank account for them to see. Now, that's just story number 1. Get ready for story number 2.